Buenas tardes y bienvenidos a todos. Good afternoon and welcome everyone. Welcome to a community dedicated to providing spiritual tools for living a happy and full life. My name is Karina Shearer, and I am the Spiritual Director and Founding Minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta. If you would like to join us for our live Zoom meeting, please contact me for the link and the password. Today is Sunday, April 10th, 2022, and we are continuing with our annual theme, which is Living Everyday Wonder. The topic for this month is creativity, and the topic for this week is Dancing with the Donkey. We open each week with a spiritual practice called Affirmative Prayer, also known as spiritual mind treatment. And this is a powerful tool and a practical tool that helps to shift our consciousness so that we are open and available to accept the good that is already present in our life. It aligns our thoughts with all good. So let's move into today's service with intention, as we do each week, with a reading from the Creative Thought magazine. And today I'll be reading from April 11, 2014. Just a reminder, spiritual mind treatment is always done in the first person. So I invite you to close your eyes and take these words as your own, if you so choose. God, the living Spirit Almighty, created me in the image and likeness of its own beauty and perfection. Today, I awaken to the glorious thought that I am living proof of divine causation. I thrill with the knowledge that the same mystical presence that breathes its fragrance through the rose endows me with its gentle strength, gifting me with all the qualities necessary to fulfill my divine mission. Mindful of my responsibility as a purveyor of God's good, to let my light shine at all times and in all places and situations, I take time daily to go within and in silence, drinking deeply from the fountainhead that is the source of all that is. Strengthened and renewed by diligent spiritual practice, I approach every activity with the consciousness that is the presence and power within, directing my path so that every facet and relationship of my life becomes a joyful manifestation of God's eternal goodness and unconditional love. I release my word to the law of mind and watch with gratitude as countless blessings refresh my spirit and bedew my life. And so it is. And that was originally submitted by Reverend John Scott from Kingston, Jamaica. And so, as we do each week, let's review together our purpose, vision, and mission statements. We have a grand purpose here each week, and that is to awaken and celebrate diversity and to love and serve our community. We do this by means of our vision, which is to educate and support each other so we can create the life we desire that works for us right now. And this is supported by our mission, which is to provide spiritual tools for personal growth and transformation. And so once again, I'd like to welcome everyone. We are a philosophy teaching the science of mind, and we honor all paths and faith traditions. So please know that you are welcome here. As I mentioned, we teach a philosophy called the science of mind. It's a teaching based on new thought and ancient wisdom. We offer spiritual tools and principles to promote personal growth. And as I mentioned, we honor diversity in all aspects so that we can see and appreciate the great oneness that already exists everywhere and within everyone. When Dr. Ernest Holmes founded this teaching in the 1920s, he had studied both Eastern and Western spiritual texts in order to create the science of mind, which focuses on the individual use of thoughts and this powerful thing called the mind. When asked to provide a concise definition of the science of mind teaching, he had replied that it is a correlation of laws of science, opinions of philosophy, and revelations of religion applied to human needs and aspirations. Each week, we offer a service with an inspirational message. And we are currently meeting on Sundays at noon at Winston's Bar and Grill. Calle Peru, 1231. We will also be offering a midweek session on Wednesday evenings. So if you have any questions or comments, you can post them wherever it is you are watching online, or chat with me personally, or send me a direct email, and I'll be sure to respond. So ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Waltz with a combat. Jitterbug with a jaguar. Or how about dancing with a donkey? Try it. You'll like it. Creativity is who and what we are. And I see that Mojito is being very creative today, rearranging everything on my shelf behind me. This creativity has caused us to press through in this time and place. It will not be denied, and will always call on our attention and our expression. Seen or unseen, Spirit always creates through every breathtaking scenic vista, as well as every challenge. When we listen and respond to our intuitive nudges, we dance with creation itself. Cause and effect, creative expression, inspired perception, and clear intention are for the many, not just for the few. Our creativity arc for this month has began with the individual's choice to heed the creative impulse. And today, we explore the creative journey as symbolized by Palm Sunday, which is today, and growth, which occurs as we expand and step out of our comfort zones. Our third week, next week, brings in Passover and Easter Sunday as transformational episodes in our personal stories. And finally, the last week, we explore bringing our creativity to the world when we dare to present our talents, gifts, treasures, and passions. We are both vulnerable and victorious. Authenticity is the difference between performance and expression. Performance is for others, but expression is for ourselves. So welcome to Holy Week. In the Christian tradition, in which we celebrate the one infinite creative presence and power, which informs and guides all spiritual paths, Ramadan began last week. And in addition to today's honoring of Palm Sunday, we look forward to Good Friday, Passover, and Easter Sunday. The Creator itself shines through all spiritual paths in unique ways. Here in Puerto Vallarta, it can get very busy for Semana Santa, the Holy Week. Some people will complain about all the tourists, while others are excited to see all the tourists or to be a tourist. We can resist our journey, or we can dance with the journey. Stumbling blocks or stepping stones, tantrums or tangos, you decide. In The Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes wrote, "To suppose that the creative intelligence of the universe would create humans in bondage and leave them bound would be to dishonor the creative power which we all call God. To suppose that God could make could make each of us as an individual without leaving us to discover ourselves would be to suppose an impossibility. This doesn't mean that we are passive recipients of love's gifts and blessings, or that oming all day will produce a life of unicorns and pink fairy dust. If we want to dance with spirit, we must dance with all spirit. That is to say, the parts of ourselves and our journey will challenge us to grow. In other words, there will be donkeys. Metaphysically, the donkey is that part of us that is stubborn, untrainable, and undisciplined. But the donkey is also persistent and can endure and travel the rocky and broken road. The word Jerusalem means habitant of peace. Jesus's ride into Jerusalem is about our I am nature, knowing that peace is always present and it waits for our decision to enter into it. Battle, resist, and deny what is, or surrender and dance with the donkey. What we resist persists, and it's exhausting, overwhelming, and incredibly frustrating. When we dance with our donkeys, however, resistance fades away, and what was once our shadow blesses us and offers gifts of innovation, newness, wisdom, and resilience. Dr. Ernest Holmes said this: "There is that within us which partakes of the nature of the divine being. And since it partakes of the nature of the divine being, we are divine." The interconnection of different faith celebrations this week offers us some powerful tools to honor our own creative journeys and to become even more available to spirit. Today is Palm Sunday, which marks the start of Holy Week. Good Friday and Easter Sunday are just a few days away. Passover begins this coming Saturday, April 15th. And last week, Ramadan started. Historically, Passover commemorates the Israelites' liberation from slavery in Egypt. Symbolically, Passover represents passing over from an old state of consciousness into a new one. Rising in awareness, we transcend the mortal to live from that I am. Bringing in both Palm Sunday and Passover, the creative journey often means leaving the predictable to walk the road less traveled, recognizing that our old ways of being must fall away. We choose an adventure of creative discovery and wonder. Muslims honor Ramadan by fasting from food, gossiping, arguing, and lying. It's a time for self-reflection, spiritual growth, and a time to grow in moral excellence. Ultimately, fasting is for gaining greater God consciousness. So how can we fast from our beliefs, prejudices, and fears? Spiritual and mental fasting liberates us and creates room for inspiration and love. Raymond Charles Barker wrote this: "God never specialized anyone, but anyone can specialize God. God was a specialty of Jesus." And Dr. Ernest Holmes said this: "We should have a deep sense of calm and peace, and abiding faith and trust in the universe. This is the essence of faith, the beauty of religion." Well, it's now time to dance with that donkey. Palm Sunday represents more than Jesus on a donkey riding into Jerusalem while wildly cheering fans covered the road with palm branches, as if seeing the Beatles on Ed Sullivan for the first time. Palm Sunday represents each of us on our journey to peace and fulfillment. In life's continuum, we will have both sacred moments of discovery and dark nights of the soul. The valleys of death and desperation are meant to be passed through and not lived in. We can always rent a condo, but it's not advised to live there permanently. Palm Sunday shows Christ, the infinite creative potentiality, the innate truth and the light within all of us as embodied in the physical form of Jesus. That is, as you and me, a mortal human. Jesus, the human, feels love, but also pain. Christ, the divine, anointed and light-filled intelligence can never be extinguished, hurt, or lost. The Christ within is always inviting us to weave our humanness with our divinity, rather than deny, fight, or abandon his donkey. Jesus rode on or above the donkey stuff. When we accept what is, we are free to dance with what is. Challenges, people, or issues become part of the creative dance and not a reason to give up. Sometimes we need to help each other up onto our donkey, and we do this through and as love. Valerie Kerr wrote this in the book See No Stranger, a memoir and manifesto of revolutionary love. Revolutionary love is practiced in community. Each of us has a role in any given time. We can all be midwives in this time of great transition. And as I mentioned, this coming Saturday brings Passover, and it's celebrated by Jews every year, commemorating the anniversary of their miraculous exodus from Egyptian slavery, as told in the Bible. It is often celebrated with great pomp and ceremony, commemorating the Hebrews' liberation, especially on the first night, when a special family meal is held. During this time, Jews may not possess or consume any food containing grain that has risen, including bread, pasta, cake, or cookies. Homes are thoroughly cleansed, and the kitchens and pantries are purged of any leavened foods. Perhaps this is the reason we often do a spring cleaning. It takes willingness to be a channel for Spirit's creations, and it takes faith to step forward in possibility, discovery, and newness. Whether creating a new way of being with the people you love, or innovations in space-time, you have a light within which seeks to shine in wonder and radiance. It takes courage and curiosity to explore your dreams and your uniqueness. Cultivate courage by deepening your understanding of who and what you are as a spiritual being. Embrace your curiosity by connecting with others who are also walking a journey of discovery and potentiality. There's a point in the supreme moment of realization where the individual merges with the universe, but not to the loss of our individuality, where a sense of the oneness of all life so enters our being that there is no sense of otherness. And we each have within us the same infinite light of wisdom that liberated the ancient Israelites from Egypt. You have the light of the Muslims, Buddhists, Taoists, Celts, indigenous people, Baha, and yes, even atheists. Dancing with the donkey is ultimately the dance with spirit in all its forms and experiences. Be willing to be inspired and grown by all of your donkeyness. Sometimes you will be wild in a mosh pit, and other times you will be a graceful ballet dancer. There will be a great choreography and order, and there will be chaos and creative confusion. But keep dancing your donkey and bless every one of them. Thich Nhat Hanh said this: whenever we see someone who is loving, compassionate, mindful, caring, and understanding, we know that the Holy Spirit is there. So as we dance our lives, we can be inspired by the blessed wisdom traditions of others. We can choose to admire and honor Muslims celebrating Ramadan. And in honoring of the teaching of Islam, we too can fast from any negative and limiting habits of belief. We can turn away from thoughts that have kept us separate from God. We can establish a discipline of mind which keeps us centered, aligned, and conscious of our oneness with infinite spirit. And as we fast from judgment, fear, and separation, we can embrace equality, social justice, and keep our hearts open to creating and maintaining a world which does work for all. When we choose loving awareness, we move into our own Passover experience, leaving behind those ways of thinking which no longer serve us. We bless what has gone before and perceive our histories as dance floors we left behind. And finally, when faced with challenges, struggles, or loss, hold yourself in love, gentleness, and compassion. Look for people and places that remind you that you're always supported by an unlimited reservoir of strength, every step of your sacred path. And finally, in the wise words from Deepak Chopra, spiritual truths can't be restricted by time and place. The ability to receive any spiritual teaching depends on your level of awareness. And this brings us to our affirmation for the week. I am an open, creative channel for inspiration and peace. And now it's our time for mindful giving and financial support of our spiritual home. We rely on your support to continue our center here in Puerto Vallarta so that we can continue offering you this powerful teaching of the science of the mind. We bless the financials you give today and every donation is greatly appreciated, no matter the amount. Donations can be made using PayPal from our website. And our website is www.cslpv.org. When you arrive on the landing page, you'll see a donate button. When you click on it, it will take you directly to PayPal, where you can make your donation in whichever manner you have set up. Alternatively, if you would like to send in a paper check, you can do so by addressing it to CSLPV number 403, 2125 Birch Road, Kelowna, BC, V1Y8N1. And now, if you would like to join me in our Offertory Affirmation. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I do give eternal thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. If you would like to have a one-on-one connection for spiritual mind treatment to assist you with change or whatever it is that you're experiencing or would like to experience in life, please connect with me. And if you would like to commit to being a member of the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta for this current year, or if you would like to be on our board of trustees, please contact us so that you can be sent the current form. I'd also like to remind you to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. And if you are interested in learning more about the Science of Mind teaching, we are offering now both the Foundations course in Puerto Vallarta, which will be held both in person and online, as well as the course, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. And I know this course in particular will definitely change your life based on changing your thinking. So connect with me for more details or check out our webpage for any updates. And let's continue practicing peace. We can each be a force for peace and nonviolence. Our words and our actions can create ripples of peace all around us and beyond. Peaceful living includes acting with compassion, kindness, and consideration. And it also includes standing up against injustice. May peace and love be with you. Thank you for coming and sharing this time together. Peace and blessings to all. Namaste.